you walk. Well, because part of this journey is for all of us to understand what really is that keeps one from staying motivated. And then once we identify that, what can we do to help keep you motivated?
I think since I went out of town for a week to my daughter's graduation, by the way, my daughter college.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Anyway, was that so? I did, like the next day is when I left. So it wasn't. I did the walking, but when I came back, I didn't get back in the routine.
But what was difficult? Because
I
Kathy,
forgot about it.
No, did you really?
No, I didn't forget. I forgot about the desire to go buy that foam thing, because that was what I got. So it made it really easy. What about the foam thing?
Well, the foam thing is a different type of stretching. It helps release. It's almost like doing a little acupressure on yourself. It's called self-myofascial release. Right. And it's very gentle to use. It's like having a mild adjustment when you roll on the foam. But that really has nothing to do with walking.
I did. I know. I said I
okay, so you did do your walking.
Yeah,
you were consistent.
I walk every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
No,
so then
it's
the other exercise.
Thing.
All right, let's skip over that because I know we're probably running short on time here. Tell me about the thoughts that I asked you to write down.
Okay.
And the thoughts were many times we are kept from finishing a project because of what we're thinking. And sometimes those thoughts that we're thinking are really irrational. Whether it's, I shouldn't go apply at this job because I got fired because I was no good and I really am a failure, or I shouldn't apply at this position because, I was told before that the way I look, I'm not going to be able to qualify for this particular job, or so forth. And if we can identify what's keeping you from doing what you need to, whether buying the foam, doing the pelvic tilt, or walking, then we can help eliminate those thoughts and really just take a look at the thoughts and see, are they even realistic or are they irrational? And where are those thoughts coming from?
Yeah.
So were you able to start that project on writing some of the thoughts that were keeping you from going to get the foam that you were going to roll on?
Well, probably. The thoughts which are, if I'm interrupted in a thought, by the way, Nadia, it will not be completed, the thought.
The thought would not be completed?
No. So it takes, like in my little 26-page thing here, Carol Ann, the assessment was part of, it's part of it is when I do get focused on something, I'm really focused on it. So I live with my mother right now.
Okay.
And it's a lot interruption all the time. And so that when you live in someone else's home, I allow this to happen. But when you live in someone else's home, you really don't have any privacy because you're there.
Not being assertive, I think.
And I'm not being.
That's a good point, Kathy.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it. Now, what's keeping you from being assertive?
Because I'm afraid I'd hurt her.
Okay.
Because she's real assertive.
Okay. Is she assertive or is she aggressive?
Well, she's getting older, and she went through chemo, and she's very strong. She's the firstborn of an eight family, West Texas family, live on the ranch, tough as a boot, and just the matriarch of the family. And you come down to Texas and you meet a Texas matriarch woman. Ooh. That can be pretty strong.
She's on a plane right now in San Francisco. Yeah. She just got through with her chemo.
But that doesn't mean, and if she yells if she's very verbal, and because of her age, and I think going through the chemo could have affected her mind. God, I hope you don't let your mother listen to this, because I know that type of thing can, and she's already in her 80s, so you're dealing with an older parent that's not, that just basically does not have a filter to tell you.
Right, but is that
I
really...
allow that to get in my same old routine is what that makes me do instead of...
Which means she really needs to move out of there, too, for her better health.
Well, I mean, there's definitely a couple of things. And first of all, Kathy, you're right. There are so many things that actually change the structure of the brain. And they do brain imaging and can really let you know what's going on with the brain. But the other thing, too, is how much are you going to allow that to happen? And are you...
I don't want to allow it to happen anymore at all. I would like to... That takes a lot of... I mean, it takes a lot of working on. And I think the only way that what I'm trying to do is actually leave
Okay.
Well, not because she doesn't need me to take care of her. She's fine.
Right.
But my children are gone now. They're both college and on, and so there's no reason for me to.
So not having job
Be there
leave
anymore.
even so it's less hopeful. So
Yeah,
it
and
puts
it's
you
just
to think
and
of
then
what
now
do you
I got my
do
hair
to
done
Right.
and doing my pelvic lift.
and working with Carol Ann, I think,
Yes,
and
and
networking with
But
Jennifer
but
Looney.
this
We're
was
going to
a
get
big
her a
deal,
job.
You know, and I really, but I'm also a real visual person, so I like doing it or being there. So I'm one of these. I would rather come to see you than do it on, by myself or do it on the computer or so on.
Okay. Well,
Anyway,
then we'll definitely have
continue
to
that.
continue that, especially on
Yeah.
the writing the thoughts and
Yeah.
and
Okay.
exploring that a little bit more.
Yes.
So Kathy, I'm going to give this back to
Yeah.
you, and obviously we've got some unfinished business
Yeah.
to continue.
So we can plan to have Nadia back and you
Okay.
too, because you're a work in progress, Dorcas.
Oh, I am.
Okay, so some of it
Taken
has
me a
to
long
do
time
with
to
the
get
other
to this-
stuff,
this-
all the cogs working
shape.
and everything else. So thank you, Nadia, for
All right.
for
Thank you,
coming
Dorcas.
in and telling her. And I'm gonna we don't have to need to take a break, but we do need to change chairs. Or you're welcome to stay and let Antonio Alexander did her hair today. But let's take just a minute to change chairs, and we'll be right back. And we're going to talk about the makeover on her hair. Alexander Antonio is going to be visiting with us, our makeover specialist, and we're going to talk about that. And Carol Ann's going to be talking about the job area.